I'm Coach Valerie of Codependent No More. Come with me and let's grab a cup of coffee.
My own foundation, my own sacred name. Living my life in your frame. Codependent no more.
I was thinking about this earlier today and I thought I'd come on here and share it with you. You know, one of the things that we don't talk about enough is the simple truth that you're just not going to be everybody's cup of tea, okay? And that's not a negative. It's not a flaw. It's not a bad thing. It's not an insult towards you. It's just real life. And no matter how good your intentions are, no matter how respectfully you move, no matter how quietly you mind your business and do your own thing, some people are just not going to receive you the way that you're hoping that they will, you know? And here's the part that used to bother me. I always show up with pure intentions and to be myself and with kindness, patience, and openness. And somebody would still find a way to twist it. Yeah, they'd still find a way to feel threatened by it or still find a way to make me the problem. Even when I didn't bring any problems to the table, it was Valerie's fault. It was Valerie because Valerie is this, ... And I just had to learn, you know, I had to learn that that doesn't mean something is wrong with me because people do that. It just means that they're just not my people. And that's it. A lot of folks walk around trying to earn approval from people who are committed to misunderstanding them no matter what. Or they walk around trying to impress people who were determined from day one not to like them. And it's not because you've done anything. It's not because you're rude. It's not because you're messy. It's not because you're confrontational. Sometimes it's just because your presence makes them confront things in themselves that they'd rather avoid. And no, they would never admit that. I get it. They would never say anything to accept that kind of responsibility. And I had to learn this the hard way. I had to figure this out for myself because I used to take people's energy so personally. I used to feel like if they didn't smile back or if their tone sounded short or if they seemed irritated with me, my mind went straight to a damn, what did I do to them? Or maybe I said something wrong. I started assuming the responsibility. And I know that was because of past traumas had taught me that. But over time, I realized that's not always a me thing or a Valerie thing. That's a them thing, you know? Some folks literally will walk around with storms in their spirit. And when a person with a calm presence or a strong purpose shows up, oh my gosh, that just literally disrupts that storm. Your peace, it literally irritates their chaos. Your confidence makes their insecurities louder. Your authenticity exposes what they try to hide. And instead of dealing with themselves, they deal with you. There are people who will not like you because of the way other people respond to you. They'll see someone else light up when you walk into the room, and instantly, just like that, they don't like you. They'll see you minding your business. You're happy, you're grounded, you're unaffected, and it just rubs them the wrong way. You'll see things so clearly when you understand this. It's almost like they look at you and they see parts of you that they don't have the courage in themselves to create. And that's when the projection starts. That's when the assumptions starts. That's when the attitude shows up. And you'll find yourself thinking this. You'll find yourself thinking, but I didn't even do anything because I know this is what I thought. And you're right, you didn't. You absolutely did not do anything. And that's the point. Some people will just dislike you for existing too comfortably in yourself. You know? So here's what you need to hear. Stop trying to convince people who have already decided not to see you clearly. Stop lowering your volume, for people who can't handle your tone. Stop diluting your character to make yourself easier to digest. You're not here to be universally liked. I'm not here to be universally liked. We were put here to be authentic. Being authentic means you will rub some people the wrong way, without even trying. You're going to rub them the wrong way. It means some people will misinterpret your intentions just because their own issues, just because of the things they're struggling with. It means there will be people who aren't happy with themselves, so they're going to project it onto you, whoever you are, whoever's the closest person to them. And sometimes, unfortunately, you fit that bill. This is not always about codependency. This is just life in general. Good-hearted people often struggle with the idea that someone could dislike them for no reason at all. Because when you're a good person, you don't operate like that. And if you have an issue with with someone, you would usually address it. You would usually communicate or just move on, right? I know I would, but not everybody has that emotional maturity. They don't. And some people don't know how to self-reflect. They don't know how to manage their jealousy. They don't know how to acknowledge when someone else is just simply more confident or more grounded or more self-aware, more comfortable being aligned in who they are. Some people just really get irritated by that. So instead of dealing with their internal discomfort, these people will literally create you as the villain. You become that villain that they need to push that off on. But there is some good news. The moment you accept that you are not everybody's cup of tea, then you get to free yourself from trying to earn belonging in these places and spaces that you were never meant to belong in. You're going to stop apologizing for your personality. Stop bending over backwards to make people like you. Stop downplaying your gifts. Stop tweaking your boundaries. Just stop shrinking in their presence. Stop explaining yourself to people who aren't even trying to hear you out or listen. They don't want to know the truth about you. They want to believe what they believe about you because that makes them feel good. You just exist exactly as you are. Keep doing that and let the right people gravitate towards you. Because when you stop fighting for acceptance, you start attracting alignment. The people who actually fit into your spirit, they don't need to be convinced that you are a good person, you have good intentions. They don't feel threatened by you. They like your energy. They don't misread your intentions. They don't get uncomfortable because you're confident. They don't take your kindness as manipulation. They don't do that. They get you. They understand you. They value you. And they meet you where you are. I get it. It's hard. I go through this, like I said, especially at work. I go through it. I understand. But let me say this to you. Don't think you have to be perfect or cold or guarded to protect yourself. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to change your personality. You don't have to do not one thing. You don't have to stop being warm and friendly and smiling. Being disliked doesn't mean you need to become a mean person either. It just means you need to become mindful of this. Everything that I'm explaining to you, you just need to be mindful of it. You can keep your grace and you can still keep your boundaries. You can be polite and you can still protect your peace. You can be kind and still have discernment and intuition. You can be warm and still walk away with energy shifts. That's the beauty of everything. Self-awareness, that is the beauty of alignment. That's the wonder of growth. So if you ever feel that sting of not being a part of something, I want you to remind yourself that being misunderstood by the wrong people is not punishment. It's protection. It's guidance. It's redirection. You are not for everyone. And you never needed to be, quite honestly, you know? So always remember, it's not rejection, it's alignment. I'm Coach Valerie, and I'll talk to you later. Bye now.
Codependent no more. These boundaries aren't walls, they're just my desire.